Hey guys, so as you can see, this video has a trigger warning because I will be discussing things that can be sensitive issues and rape culture in particular. So obviously, if you think that it might upset you in any way, I wouldn't recommend you watch this video. So recently Chris Brown came out and he said that he lost his virginity at the age of 8 years old to a 15-year-old or 14-year-old girl. Now, I think the best way to show you my reaction to this was actually just to show you my face when I read this. So here goes. That was literally my reaction, because to me it was something like crazy. Like, I just wouldn't have even come close to even thinking about anything like that. So yeah, it did shock me a lot, and I think it took a while for me to process it. And I mean, I know a lot of people said that, you know, it's just the way that he was brought up, that's just the way things are where he's from. But to me, an 8-year-old child being able to consent to sex is something like ridiculous. I mean, I know a lot of people say you can be mature enough at different ages, but I just think at 8-year-old, that's just, it's too far. And I think like Chris Brown himself was like fairly dismissive of it, which is kind of not weird, but to me I was like, oh, because he is just so used to it. And I think it just brings about issues about men and rape culture, because obviously I think a lot of the time when we talk about rape, we talk about women and we talk about victim blaming and stuff like that, but like, men get raped and children get raped, and it's something we all just seem to like just glide over. We don't really pay attention to it, but I think that seriously needs to change, because it's bad enough that rape exists, but for us to treat victims of rape differently is really just a flaw in humanity, because it's just completely wrong. I mean, obviously men are more afraid to, you know, come out and talk about being raped because it isn't seen as something that shows their masculinity, which is ridiculous. I mean, come on, if someone has been exploited in that way, then it has to be spoken about. It can't be something that we all just ignore, because it is a very, very serious issue. And I mean, let's say we switch the thing round and Chris Brown, it was an 8-year-old girl instead of Chris Brown and a 15-year-old boy. That then would automatically become atrocious. It'd be something terrible. It would be, you know, people would be going crazy about it, but just because of gender, we're gonna just ignore it. Not even ignore it, like accept it. It's ridiculous. And I mean, I just think that the whole idea of rape culture and the way we view things like that is really bad, and I think we need to sort it out a bit as humanity. But yeah, so that's just what I think a little bit about the issue. I try not to be too opinionated in, you know, asserting things that I think as facts, but I mean, I don't think there's any arguing that rape is wrong. And yeah, it's an interesting issue, I guess. It's something that did spark controversy, which is pretty good because it does get people talking about these sorts of things. So yeah, that's my view on the whole situation. I hope you guys found this video a bit interesting and insightful, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. and subscribe, and I shall see you next week.